How to sell out, he says, as the company man on the company YouTube. Anyway, if you've been on the grind for a while, putting out content, putting out streams, and you've seen your viewership increase, and now brands are trying to reach out to you, you've got that Raid Shadow Legends partnership agreement in your email, and you're kind of wondering, all right, I'm putting in a lot of hard work, ad revenue isn't going to pay all the bills, subscribers aren't going to pay all the bills. It's time to get properly paid. How do I get sponsorships? How do I get partnerships? I think a lot of creators spend so much time like honing their craft, honing their content, making interesting things that it can be a bit daunting or scary or like a whole new field to kind of jump into that world of sponsorship and, getting paid for putting out content. Well, this is the video for you. On this edition of The Grind, we're going to talk about how to sell out. So first and foremost, it's important to realize what sponsors are actually paying for when they sponsor you. So it's not necessarily your production quality or your creativity per se, but it's your audience. It's clicks and impressions. It's what I like to call as, your reach. And you need to realize how you're going to structure your content or structure your pitch to accommodate this and make this attractive to sponsors. And even if you're not necessarily reaching out to sponsors, you really should know what your reach is. You should really know what your demographic is. You should really know why are people watching you or who's interested or who your audience is. I mean, there's all these camera review channels that, review gear, and it's definitely cleaned out my bank account, seeing all this cool camera tech, and that's what sponsors want. They want that, they want that sales opportunity. So pretty much any sponsorship opportunity, especially with like online video content, they're going to come to an agreement with you where, maybe you do coverage of their product or a shout out or something, but no matter what, there's always something. There's pretty much usually always a link or a discount code that you put in the video or you put in the description, and that's what they use to track the value of the partnership. Basically, they're going to see how many clicks, how many sales, how many things went to it. And even if you haven't done this with a sponsor before, it's good to maybe just practice it on your own. So, run a giveaway or do a sale on some merch if you're selling merch. And make sure that when you promote this on the video or you promote it on your social media, that you create a link. Like if you're doing a giveaway, use like Gleam.io, or if you're just leading to your store, use a link shortener, right? Basically use something that will be able to track and give you information so you can see how many people clicked, or if you're doing like a discount code, make sure it's trackable to see how many people use that discount code, and gather and collect this information, because this is going to be really important to selling yourself to sponsors. You can be like, hey, you know what? My videos, if I just do a simple shout out, maybe you get like 200 clicks. But if I actually review and touch your product and make the video focused about that, then, you'll get like 2,000 clicks and maybe 40 sales. And if it's like a camera or something, that's a good amount of sales, and that's kind of how you can structure your pricing. Like quick shout out, maybe a couple $100. But if we do a full review, maybe you give me the product and I charge 500, we make it a full video, it becomes win-win-win for everybody. So it's also really important to know your audience and know who the people are that are viewing you, know what age they are, know like where they reside, where they live, know everything about your demographics, because this is also going to help inform you like what kind of sponsorship deals that you should go for and how to present yourself to sponsors, and how to say like you should work with me. Like for example, I know a lot of people watch this channel because XSplit was meant for game streaming before, and so you're a gaming content creator, right? So yourself as a gamer that gamers only want to buy specific things. They want to buy something that is either the game itself or something within the game or something that makes the game experience better for them. And it's really hard to do them on a sales pitch for something else. So like if you're a game streamer for League of Legends and you see Target is coming out with a line of League of Legends lunchboxes, that's probably a good sponsorship opportunity. But if you're, a game streamer and you're trying to sell a $300,000 sports car, that might be only a small fraction of your audience. I don't know, unless certain games attract a lot of whales, so maybe not, maybe World of Warcraft that works. So if you're doing like broader content, like maybe like a news show, or maybe not stuff like just focused on games, or you're just doing vlogging or something like that, then you need to be able to look at your demographics. So the best way to do it is, YouTube analytics gives you so much information, gives you what the age of the people are watching you and where they're watching you from. So, if you have an audience that is, 18 to 25 or something, that key demographic, they're probably not going to be too interested in a Werther's Originals butterscotch sponsorship. You might look for a different one if they approach you and say like, hey, we want to tap into the youth audience. You're like, well, it might not work out unless maybe there's like a trend going on TikTok or something for that. Who knows? But if you're creating content on platforms that don't have such robust analytics and give you information about your audience, then you got to use the tried and true old school marketing tool, the survey. So it's good to do surveys to ask specific questions of your audience and see, who's watching you and what they're into. Just run it as like a giveaway, like, hey, enter the survey, you'll win $50, private Discord call, or play with me on stream, different stuff like that. And, make sure to structure your questions properly. Like, why do you watch me? What kind of games do you like? What other kind of stuff do you buy? There's a bunch of different good survey templates all over the internet, but use that to kind of get an idea of who your audience is. So that way you can go to sponsors and be like, all right, if you're looking to tackle the gamers in the United Kingdom that are a bit older, so they'll probably really like RTS games. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what do gamers like my age who don't have much time? Stardew Valley, maybe? I don't know. But if you're looking to target this kind of like adult gamer market, you should work with me. This is how you can find out things that give you business intelligence, I guess, for finding sponsorships. Okay, so probably your first few, sponsored videos are going to be like people that reach out to you to do product reviews or, affiliate sales or something like that. But at a certain point in time, you're going to get to work with a brand or get an opportunity with a brand that you really want to keep working with. So, you come to your terms, come to your agreement, and you do the sponsorship activity or activation, as people like to call it. And the important thing is that if you want to keep doing this, if you don't want it just to be a sponsorship, but like a partnership, this is like your client, as you could say, then you want to make sure to give them a report afterwards. So you want to show them like samples of how you posted this, all the performance, all the analytics, like how many views, how many clicks, how many impressions, everything that you can. It's also important too, like if you get a link from a sponsor, make your own short link so you can keep this data to yourself. Like if you just use their URL, only they'll have the data and know the performance, and you won't know how successful you were or not. But basically you want to submit this to a report, and you want to have what's known as KPIs or key performance indicators. So this could be like, we're going to get 10,000 clicks on this, or we're going to get 20 sales. You want to be realistic about what you can do. This is why you kind of do the research and testing with your own giveaways and stuff, so you can know what you can promise and be accurate, because you want to say, look, I hit my goals and here's what I think could be done better for the next one, so we can make even more sales. And this is going to be like, yeah, we want to continue to work with this person, because, it's just as scary for brands to work with people, especially new people, because they're not going to be sure how professional they are. They're going to get things done. Will they have to chase them? So if they see someone that right out the gate that knows what they're doing and is giving them what they need to give to their bosses to be like, wow, this is great, the easier you make the marketer's job, the more likely they're going to keep working with you, or the partnerships manager or the brand manager. So important things to keep in mind. Also, another thing I got to say is make sure that you're easily contactable by traditional and non-traditional methods. So, leave your DMs open. Make sure you have an email on your profile, a business email, so people can, talk to you and get a hold of you. It's always a hard thing, is someone's like, seems awesome to work with, but how do I get a hold of them? I'm not going to go on Twitter and send some random DMs. But anyway, this is just, the tip of the iceberg when it comes to digital marketing, as they call it. If you'd like to hear more, let us know in the comments. But, I want to know from you, like, have you ever worked with sponsors? Do you feel like you're ready for sponsorship, or something's stopping you? And like, what are some brands that you would love to work with? Let us know in the comments, give a like if this was helpful, and subscribe for more ways to stay on the grind.